Alright guys, so hold hands, please, leadership. Sorry guys. Thank you.
Careful, careful. Get one at a time. Careful. Don't fall.
Because they're not right on track.
Okay. Paul,
Yeah,
okay. Right, sorry. Can we go, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's go.
Careful. Just take one picture for my Twitter and get.
Must go! Zuma 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 must go! Zuma
Let me try and talk to more people. Careful. The problem is. Come. Come. Let's go, just turn in front and space. Then I was gonna let you. Yeah. Come on the side. Carefully you go. Yeah,
Zuma must go. Oh, yeah, Rona. 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 Oh, yeah, Rona.
Sorry guys, can we have you back please? Let's wait for the leadership, please. Wait, let's wait.
in the front, otherwise we'll be left behind. Yeah, I'm using the mic. What street is this? What street is this? What street is this? Do it this way and this way, okay? But show the leaders. Where are the leaders? You have to go there.
Viva! 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 Musimani! Viva! Viva! Viva the commander of TI! Viva! Viva! Viva the leader of Democratic Alliance! Viva! Viva! Viva Taranakota! Viva! Viva! Viva Kaupu! Viva! Viva! Viva SDP! Viva! Viva! Amanda! Amanda! I said this song. We are about to start.
name is Prince Mashele. I'm going to be a core program director. I need to say this, comrades. We have had a peaceful march so far. We are going to be peaceful until the last minute. Forward with discipline, forward.
Forward.
Forward with discipline, forward.
Forward.
We are not going to allow anybody to provoke us. Today, when parliamentarians vote inside, they must know that we, the people, want them to kick the criminals out of our office. Now, comrades, sorry, comrades. Comrade fighters, please. Welcome, comrade fighters.
Discipline, comrades.
Discipline, comrades. I am not alone. I am the co-director of the program. She will introduce herself.
My name is Catherine Constantinides. I'm a proud South African and honored to be here with you today. We must fight for our country. And we must rule out anyone who sells our country. Today we are going to be led by during the national anthem, Talita, who is 12 years old, and she's from Atlantis. This is why we're fighting, for the future of our country, for all South Africans. Young people like Talita deserve better, and it is up to us to stand up against corruption, against corrupt leaders, and to fight for South Africa. Please join us as we do the national anthem.
Can men remove your heads, please?
Please remove your heads.
Thank you very much, and good morning and good afternoon, South Africa, Africa, and everybody here today. Leaders of the opposition parties came together, the Democratic Alliance, Economic Freedom Fighters, the United Democratic Movement, the Inkatha Freedom Party, African Independent Congress, the African Christian Democratic Party, and the Freedom Front, the Congress of the People, the African People's Convention, Ahang South Africa, and all of them are here. And they agreed that today is the march of the political parties who are in opposition in Parliament. Yesterday was the march of civil society. And today is a march of the opposition parties supported by civil society. Amongst us, we have got leaders of civil society. We are going to introduce them. They shall have a bite and speak to the people of South Africa, and speak to the members of the political parties, and speak to the members of the opposition parties, because we are a united opposition today in South Africa for the removal of Jacob Zuma. We shall co-chair with all other leaders of representatives of political parties and civil society. However, we shall know from the addresses of our political leaders as to why are we here today. Arita Mairuna, Arita Mairuna, can I hear you, DA? Yeah! Can I hear you, EFF? Yeah! Can I hear you, UTM? Yeah! Can I hear you, ICDP? Yeah! Can I hear you, Ahang? Yeah! Can I hear Freedom Front One? Yeah! Can I hear everybody? Can we hear the IFP? Yeah! Thank you very much. We shall call on the speakers for every political leader. We shall also call the members of the leaders of the civil society, and we have got a program at which we have set up them in order to speak. Thank you very much. Let us pay attention. Sishayu Kwita.
This march has God behind it. We have religious leaders who are going to address us to pay testimony to the fact that God supports us in our call for Zuma to step down. We are going to have Chief Rabbi Warren Harris to come and address you. Chief Rabbi, over to you.
Friends, I've got hope that we will build a great country together. I've got hope in the future of our beloved South Africa. And I'll tell you why I've got hope. Look around you. Look at the great people of this country. We are a nation of heroes, God-fearing, decent, good, ethical people of courage and boldness and tenacity. Good people. South Africans are good people, and we deserve a better president than we have. We are good people, we are ethical people, and we deserve a good and ethical president. And that's why I have confidence in the future of this country, because we are good people created in the image of God, and we can do great things together because South Africans are great. And I'll tell you why I've also got confidence. Because we have the greatest gift that God can give a human being. You know what we have in this country? We have the gift of freedom. We have the gift of freedom that we can come in the streets and stand next to the Parliament building, and we can tell the President to go, and we can tell the members of Parliament to vote with their conscience, and we can come together as South Africans in freedom, and the police are protecting us because we are South African citizens and we deserve freedom. And friends, when you have freedom and you have great people, you can accomplish anything. And so we know, God bless you and thank you.
Come on, viva South Africa, viva! Woo! Yeah! Now, Sizera, want to remind all 400 MPs ukuthi namhlanje, please redeem South Africa from this president. And especially Kuma MP, ANC, if ningamsusi baba law, abantu base South Africa will remove themselves from you. And please vote against corruption, vote against state capture, vote against unemployment, redeem our people from this president. Viva South Africa, viva! Viva South Africa, viva!
Viva!
Sabon, thank you.
Viva Reverend Kosa, viva!
Viva!
Viva Reverend Kosa, viva!
Viva!
The last religious leader to address us is Reverend Dividius. Over to you, Reverend Dividius. Where is he? Is he here?
Viva!
Viva EFF, viva!
Viva!
Viva IFP, viva!
Viva!
Viva civil society, viva! Viva! Viva CMSA, viva! Viva! Comrades, next on to the program is APC. Viva APC, viva!
Comrade Kosinati Mahala.
Amata! Amata! Viva Azania, viva! Viva Azania, viva! We need to remind ourselves that South Africa is a colonialist name, period. Africa, we need to celebrate that we have been able to secure the secret ballot. We need to celebrate that. But whilst we celebrate that we have secured the secret ballot, let us not forget sons and daughters of Africa to extend our revolutionary greetings to each and every one of us who is here and all who are not here. But also let us also remind ourselves that the struggle before 1994 has been a struggle about land and its resources. The African National Congress has failed to return our land and its resources back to its rightful owners. We want you to say to each and everyone who is here, whether you are black, you are white, we need you to understand and remind ourselves that our land as Africans was dispossessed and it has to return back to its rightful owners, the African people. Africa, the majority of our population, whilst we celebrate the secret ballot, the majority of our population sleep without anything to eat and wake up in the morning with no hope of eating. We need the religious leaders to pray for those people. Africa, it's true that corruption is a cancer, but we need not to shift our focus and thoughts away from the issues which have been given to us by our colonizers. Issues and exploiters. I'm talking about the issues of poverty. Poverty is the cancer that is eating the majority of our people. Inequality is the problem. And those who are benefiting
from inequality. They must come back and say they hand over to us. In conclusion, my Africa, I want to say we are making a clarion call to the poorest of the poor, the downtrodden masses, to rise and fight to eradicate all these social ills. We need to secure the civic ballot. That is not enough. We now need to unite and say, away with landlessness. To say away with the bourgeoisie, away with capitalism, away with the imperialists and their rallying dogs, away with thieves. Abata! Abata! Abata, abata, abata! Abata! Thank you, Africa.
Thank you very much. That was the message from the African People's Congress, led by the President, Comrade Themba Godi. It is very clear that we are together. We have the vote of the APC. Unless something else happens in the podium, which we do not look forward to. We will call civil society Fedusa for 2 minutes, because time is against us. We will be rushing like that and like that and like that. Thank you. Viva Fedusa, viva!
Viva! Viva Fedusa, viva!
Viva!
Comrades, it was said that 100 billion rand has been stolen from this country and taken to a place called Dubai. Those 100 billion rand could have built schools for our children. Those 100 billion rand could have built houses for our people. That 100 billion rand could have built clinics for the sick people. Those 100 billion rand that was stolen by the Juktas, Zuma, that is fired. That his time is up. That South Africa don't have any more confidence in him. We call on members of parliament to use their conscience today to vote for South Africa and to vote for a new beginning for our country. Viva Fedusa, viva! Viva! Viva Fedusa, viva!
Viva!
Thank you.
Could I please ask the representative from AIC, Mahlubi Jatta, to join us?
Viva South Africa, viva! Viva South Africa, viva!
Viva!
South Africa, on behalf of the AIC, we support the unity that the political parties and the civil societies have shown today to have this successful march, and also to have our corrupt ANC leadership voted out from the parliament, especially the president. We only want to say, as we used to say or to tell the president, that he still have the chance and the choice to choose between now and 2 o'clock. If he resigns from now and between now and 2 o'clock, there will be no motion, there will be no debate for the motion, and South Africa will be free from corruption. We say unless South Africa is meant to collapse naturally on his hands, he will be so ignorant and continue to let the motion be debated at 2 o'clock. I thank you.
As we can hear, opposition party after opposition party and civil society are speaking out in favor of a motion of no confidence. We hope that the ANC MPs are also listening. We have amongst us today the Mayor of Cape Town. Please give her a warm welcome. Viva Delil, viva! Viva! Viva Delil, viva! Viva! And now next, we will hear from Wayne Duvenac from Outer. Viva Wayne, viva!
Viva! Hey, viva Outer, viva!
Viva!
Panzi Zuma, Panzi!
Panzi! So today we stand at the crossroads of our future. The future of our nation. It was a proud nation that was handed to us by Madiba, and one man has trashed this country. One man called Zuma. And yet we shouldn't be here today. We shouldn't have the unemployment that we have. We shouldn't have the failing education system. Our health system is collapsing. We shouldn't be dealing with the crisis that we have today. Most of our state-owned entities are making losses and are steeped in debt, and it's all due to one man, Jacob Zuma. Down! Let Jacob Zuma down! Down! This is a man without a plan. Jacob Zuma is a man without a plan to deal with corruption. He is a man who would rather remove good leaders, good politicians, and put in place his stooges to capture this country. Down with Jacob Zuma. We ask the parliamentarians today, you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to take this country forward, or you can take us backwards. We will deal with the pain done wrong. How can I correct my mistakes? What a stooge. Well, the point is that he's been repeatedly told what his mistakes are. He has read all the reports, and now the parliamentarians must do their job. He knows what he's doing, and if they don't remove him, they are complicit in the crime against our people. They are in support of corruption and state capture, and today we ask our members of parliament to put South Africa first and vote Zuma out. Down, Zuma! Thank you.
Let us put our hands together for the last speaker, and now I am going to introduce to you the leader of the IFP to give us his message.
Sanibonani nonke. Ninjani namhlanje? Hayi ngiyathokoza kakhulu utholile ithuba namhlanje. I am not the leader of the IFP, but I have pleasure in representing my leader, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, here today, who sends all his support, all his love to civil society, and thanks civil societies, and in particular the veterans of the ANC, for standing up for what is right. We all realize that what is going on in South Africa is wrong. South Africa is not for sale to the highest bidder. We have to stop graft and corruption in our country. And they say a fish rots from the head. So let us remove the head so that South Africa can be progressive, we can have a growing economy, we can have more jobs, we can have more peace and security, we can have a future for our children and our grandchildren. Amanda!
Away to!
Amanda!
Away to!
Amanda!
Away to!
Amanda!
Away to!
Magawe usuma namhlanje magawe! Phansi ngosuma phansi!
Phansi!
Phakathi kwethu, amongst us, we have the president of an opposition party represented in parliament, the African Christian Democratic Party, Reverend Kenneth Mushe. President Mushe.
Amanda!
Away to!
Amanda!
Away to!
Viva South Africa, viva!
Viva!
Viva South Africa, viva!
Viva!
I want to thank three people before I say anything. Firstly, I thank God Almighty, who has given us hope. I thank Him for what happened yesterday. The Speaker of Parliament took us all by surprise. As leaders of opposition, we were planning what to do when she says no secret vote. But because there are many people who have been praying, saying we are tired of the leadership of the current President Zuma, there must be change. Praying that Baleka Mbete should have courage to do the right thing. Indeed, she has the courage to do the right thing. So we are grateful that today all MPs will have the right and the liberty to vote according to their conscience. And because many in the House, particularly in the ANC benches, were saying we want President Zuma to leave, but we are afraid to vote him out because if we are uncovered or discovered, we are going to be fired. So they now have no more excuse. They have nothing to fear because everything will be by secret, and we believe JZ is going out. We want to make sure that you enjoy your dinner tonight. Knowing that we are going to have a new president that will not steal as the current one. The new president that will not allow state capture. The new president that will not protect corruption. So by faith we are saying you will enjoy dinner tonight because JZ is going. And secondly, we want to thank you all for coming. Thank you for coming out of your houses. Thank you for spending hours waiting for this time to march and to say, down, 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 down with President Jacob Zuma. And thirdly and lastly, I want to say thank you to all leaders of civil society who are standing with us here. We want to thank all political parties in the opposition for standing together, for being of one mind. We want to put South Africa first. This beautiful country, South Africa, deserves better. And we believe that the future will be much better, will be much brighter without the current President Jacob Zuma. Can you all say to President Zuma, da 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 da, hamburgers, hey!
Comrades, we have among us Viva Fighters, Viva! Viva! Viva the Democratic Alliance, Viva! Viva! Viva COP, Viva! Viva! Viva the ACTP, Viva! Viva! Viva the Freedom Front, Viva! Viva! Viva APC, Viva! Viva! Comrades, we are now going to call upon James van der Hoeven, who speaks on behalf of the civil society movement called Zuma Must Fall. Over to you, comrade.
Good afternoon, everyone. Zuma must fall! Zuma must fall! Zuma must fall! Zuma must fall! Zuma must fall!
Zuma must fall!
Just a short something I've prepared for today. There comes a time in a nation's history where introspection becomes a necessity. A time where every gloomy and shady dealing needs to be uncovered and those involved are unmasked for the dubious characters that they are. A time where elected leaders are held accountable for failing to uphold and honor our Constitution. A time where benefiting from special relationships with those holding offices are brought to book together with those bearing said office. Today marks the beginning of such a time in our beautiful South Africa. Years from now, people will ask, where were you and what did you do on the 8th of August 2017? Thank you to those of you who are here in spirit. Thank you to those of you who came raising your flags, your banners, and especially your bare fist to raise your voice to say no, no to corruption, no to state capture, no to tenders with benefits, and above all, no to Zuptas and the Republic of Zuptas dignity, since our very own president has caused us to have to hang it in shame. In one of our nation's watershed moments, I ask that you remember Invictus, a poem that was often recited by Nelson Mandela while he was on Robben Island. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the foul clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloodied but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charge of punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. Today, we have come together as a collective of civil society and political parties to say, no more, Mr. President. Phansi Zuma, Phansi! Phansi! Hamba Zuma, Hamba! Hamba! Thank you. Phansi Jacob Zuma, Phansi! Phansi! Phansi Jacob Zuma, Phansi! Phansi! In 1 hour and 45 minutes, members of parliament will go into the National Assembly and vote. And I can assure you that all the political parties represented here will vote for Zuma to go. Yeah. And now we will hear from a leader leader of a political party, Musuwa Lakota from Cope. Viva Musuwa Lakota, viva!
Viva! Amandla!
Away!
My dear comrades, from early this morning, members of our society voted with their feet in Tshwane, in Johannesburg, in Nelson Mandela, and you this time have just marched and voted with your feet to bring us to this point. We thank you. We are very happy to be here. Now that you have voted and voted for the motion of no confidence, after this, we will go into the House. Members of different political parties, both of the governing party and of opposition, we will forget the towns and cities from which we come. We will not think about the provinces from which we come. We will think about all of you, the people of our country, who have lost the freedom of your country because you entrusted it to Zuma, who then gave it to the Guptas, who took your government and gave it to the Guptas, for them to decide what cabinet and what money to take. We will think about your future. The fact that you have no medicines in the hospitals and clinics. We will think about the fact that your children have no money in the universities and the schools. We will vote guided by what is good for you and for our country. We will vote to support this motion of no confidence. Amandla! Power to the people! Power! Power to the people!
Power!
Amandla! Umbuso wamasela uwe! Umbuso wamakhwabiliza uwe! Now I'm going to call a leader from the Freedom Front to give a message.
Let us say to Jacob Zuma, the people has come to say goodbye.
Yes!
He may think and may ask the question, where are the people going? We say, we are here to stay, but you are going. We say goodbye to Zuma. U werk hard vir die geld. U betaal belasting. U wil 'n beter lewe hê. U wil hê daardie belastinggeld moet werk skep. U wil hê daardie belastinggeld moet vir u kinders geleentheid gee. U wil 'n beter lewe hê. Maar die geld word gesteel. En u weet mos, die deler is so goed soos die steler. En die steler moet tronk toe gaan. En daarom sal ons die delers en die stelers laat tronk toe gaan.
You must go! You must go! You must go!
Civil society has played an important
Hey, asime sami, siya wafuna! Hey, asime sami, siya wafuna! Hey, asime sami, siya wafuna!
Phansi ngoZuma, phansi!
Phansi!
Phansi ngoZuma, phansi!
Phansi!
Comrades, today I just want to address myself one more time and make a plea to those who represent us in Parliament. You must remember the words and the prayers in song by that great African Uti Yosoka. Oh, na izwe lako wethu
Xolele izono zalo. Ilizwe lakowethu namhlanje lisebugqwayibeni. Ilizwe lisemnyunywini. Ilizwe liya kwaNtshabalala. Our country is on a road and a path to destruction. This country, this great nation, this great inheritance from our leaders, Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo, Desmond Tutu, and many others, is being driven to hell by one person. Why would you let that happen? We count on each and every member of parliament today to do the right thing. And the right thing is to say to Jacob Zuma, enough is enough. You must please go. We know that you are on the other side. You don't serve our interest to serve the interest of others. You must please go and let us be free. We must tell Jacob Zuma, we must urge every member of parliament, especially those in the ANC. You must know that we know many members of the ANC that have tried to ask Jacob Zuma to leave, and he has refused. We know many members of the National Executive Committee of the ANC who've asked him to go, and he has refused. He has been pleaded by stalwarts of the ANC to go. He has refused. This is the only chance that ANC members have to remove him. We all plead that you must please join every other member of parliament and tell Jacob Zuma to go. Oh, izwe lakowethu. Jacob Zuma must go. Jacob Zuma must go. Jacob Zuma must go. Save South Africa. Save! Save South Africa! Save! Save South Africa!
Save!
Thank you very much. Viva South Africa! Viva! Viva! Viva South Africa! Viva!
Viva!
Auwe, Musa Zuma, auwe! Comrades, fighters! Let us welcome Comrade Tutu! Comrades, he will speak. Don't worry. Discipline. We are now. No, comrades, discipline. Discipline, comrades, discipline. Discipline. We are now going to call upon Comrade Vavi, Zwelithini Vavi, for Safi. Comrade Vavi, over to you. Safi.
Amandla. Awethu. Once upon a time in the history of the world was confronted with an immediate threat to peace, to rationality, to tranquility, and to everything that is good to humanity. The world then did not hesitate to put aside the usual differences, to forget that the communists were the communists for a moment, to forget that the socialists were the socialists, the capitalists were the capitalists, the Christians, all manner of divisions were forgotten, and the people joined hands to defeat Adolf Hitler in Germany, who was a threat to the world peace. In South Africa today, we are facing a gentleman who is using the credibility of an organization that plays such a historic role in liberating South Africa, but who have turned against everything that unites us as South Africans, who is turning our country into a banana republic, who is taking us down the road of a kleptocracy and a predatory state, who is looting and pillaging the resources of the country, and who is mortgaging the whole country into the private family for a very cheap plate of curry that he is enjoying in Saxon world. So today, notwithstanding all of the usual divisions exist amongst all of us here, we have come in our personal capacities to join with you to say to the members of parliament, for the sake of our country, for the sake of your own children, for the sake of workers who are losing their jobs in their millions, for the sake of those 14 million people who go to bed without anything in their stomachs, for the sake of the 9.3 million South Africans who are unemployed and roaming the streets without any hope, for the sake of our children who are trapped in the lives of drugs, for the sake of our children, for the sake of our women, please, please, we are pleading with you, for the sake of the future of all of us as South Africans, ask the President to step down between now and 2 o'clock. And if he doesn't do so by 2 o'clock, please vote against him and say goodbye. Thank you for nothing, for almost destroying our country. Thank you very much.
Viva Comrade Fabi, viva!
Viva!
Viva Comrade Fabi, viva!
Viva!
Comrades!
Viva South Africa, viva!
Viva!
Today we are saying our country deserves better. We are saying Zuma must go. For far too long, our country has been subjected to an illiterate, corrupt, and gullible president. We are saying enough is enough. Now we have heard memes since Baleka did the right thing yesterday. The people are starting to talk about amnesty. Now we are saying amnesty for what? A fugitive is a fugitive, he belongs to jail. We are looking forward to a better future for South Africa. A future without Zuma. A future without the Guptas. Viva South Africa, viva! Viva!
who represents a coalition of civil society, political parties, and trade unions. Please put your hands together for Kumi Naidoo.
Amanda! I want the Minister of Higher Education, Banana, to say you are fired.
Yes! Yes!
We cannot have tomorrow is National Women's Day, and we have a senior leader in our government who abuses women in public. That's the first call. The second call, he needs to make to President Putin. He needs to call Moscow and say to President Putin, my people do not want your nuclear deal because nuclear is too expensive
It's too dangerous and will deliver too little, too late to take our people in rural areas out of energy poverty. So we must say no to nuclear.
No to nuclear.
And if we vote Zuma out today, the nuclear deal will die. Because the nuclear deal is about supporting Duduzane, Zuma, and the Guptas who own Shiva uranium, and they are the ones that will benefit, not the people of South Africa. The third telephone call the civil society would like President Zuma to make is to Speaker Baleka Mbete. He can say, I heard the opposition parties ask me to go, I didn't listen to them because they're the opposition parties. But we are asking to call her and say, I heard the South African Council of Churches. I've heard the South African Communist Party. I've heard the South African Federation of Trade Unions. I've heard COSATU. I've heard the veterans. And I finally am going to resign before 2 o'clock. But if he doesn't make that telephone call, if he doesn't make the telephone call to the members of parliament, and particularly to the ANC members of parliament, you cannot say anymore that you don't want to support a motion because you didn't bring it. Understand that you will be equally guilty of everything that President Zuma did if you don't remove him today. For the money that he's stolen, for the collusion that he has done, we want our members of parliament to do the right thing. So we hope they don't need to do it, and President Zuma makes a call. But if they need to do it, we expect them to do it. Otherwise, the people of South Africa will never forget the betrayal that we'll see in Parliament if this vote doesn't go ahead. Amanda! Baibuye! Africa! Baibuye! Amanda! Amanda!
Viva the People's Republic of South Africa! Viva! Viva! Phansi ngamasela, phansi! Phansi! Phansi ngombuso kaMsholozi, phansi! Phansi! Phansi ngamaxoki, phansi! Phansi! Maqabane inyaniso kaMsholozi. Isisiqanaqwana ingathi nguNteyoyo weshele. Hayi! Abathi sidisanele ilonto. Okwesibini, the reason why eze apha namhlanje kukhokhasi ANC is because uyazama sabeke langweni umthoko kunexha. They keep telling us, ladies and gentlemen, that ukususa removing Jacob Zuma from the office would be equivalent to detonating a nuclear bomb in South Africa. When they say that, we must tell them that no nuclear bomb can be worse than Jacob Zuma's misrule. To our ANC colleagues, we have made it possible for you to vote in secret. Because when it was an open ballot, you did not have the courage to remove President Zuma. Now the ball is in your court to do the right thing. You will probably not get another opportunity in your NEC to remove Msholozi. We have delivered to them a secret ballot. But I think what is more important is that they need to realize that South Africa is at a crossroads. We need not only to find the road, but we need to also search for the direction that the country needs to take beyond this. It is also important, comrades, that we say that the people who are here today are the defenders of the South African Constitution. Viva! Viva! The people who are here today have the best interests of South Africa and have people at heart. And the people who are here today are saying, let us work together towards building a South Africa in which we all look forward to the sunrise of our tomorrow. I thank you very much. Amanda! I want you to
Magahamu Zuma Magahamu.
Manza! 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 Maibuye! Africa! Awu Musa Makhodu awe! Awu Musa Makhodu awe! I'm going to request the people with mics not to respond so that we hear the response from the people. Manza! Abanizwa, there are in a caucus in there. We want you to say away so that they can hear that Amanda are not inside but here. Amanda! Away to all power! All power to the people! Thank you very much, comrades. My job is very simple. It is to introduce to you to speak the Commander-in-Chief of the EFF, President Julius Silva Malema.
Amanda! Amanda! Down with Jacob Zuma, down! Down! Down with Jacob Zuma, down! Down with ANC, down! Down with ANC, down! Viva South Africa, viva! Thank you very much. Our leaders from civil society and opposition parties, our ground forces, and fellow South Africans. We thank you for coming here in your numbers. We thank you for putting your political differences aside and coming in your numbers to protect your country. Because our country has been sold to the Guptas, and we are here to reclaim our country. This country does not belong to Jacob Zuma and his family. It belongs to us. And we are here to send that message only, that the country belongs to us, and if Zuma fails to preside over this country, we will take it from him and assign it to people who will respect the Constitution. So all of us, let us exercise restraint and discipline. Let us tolerate one another and appreciate that we come from different political organizations and cultures. So let's be patient with one another. Let's listen to our marshals. Let's listen to our leaders. We are going inside now. We are going to fight. Not even those white shirt bouncers can defend Zuma today. We are going to deal with him decisively. All members of parliament, they must vote in protection of the Constitution. They must vote in protection of this country. We have given them a secret ballot. And if they vote for Zuma, even in secret, then you must know that the problem is not Zuma. It's all these criminals who are found in this parliament, and they call themselves honorable members. Once they vote for Zuma, they cease to be honorable. They are fellow criminals with Zuma, all of them. So they have no reason to hide. Today, secret ballot has been delivered. We promise you that we will do everything in our power to remove this man. Even if we fail today, we will still meet him in the Constitutional Court, because he still has got a case of impeachment to answer. We still have a criminal case against him to answer. He will never have a peaceful sleep. The only time Zuma will have a peaceful sleep is when he resigns and go back to Mkanda and look after cattle. Thank you very much.
their money is coming to us.
It is now time for our
We have to get them
leaders
here before they go in.
to go to Parliament.
Okay, cool. Because there's no one would be in here because the framework is
Remove Jacob Zuma.
Enzo has to push through this
Stage in order for them to go and vote inside. We want to thank all of you.
Yeah, no, actually, man, they're going into change, but I'll just try and watch it. Let's see.
So that we can see.
You can see our frame. You can see our. Yeah, no. Put me live now. Musi is coming with my money. Musi is coming with my money.
South Africa!
Yes, catch me now. Musi is coming. Yeah, because Musi is the only one who can get it. How confident are you about this vote?
Yeah, we've got to just keep going. We've got to keep going today.
How to get that? Hello? See, you did not. Come here. Hello? Motion of no confidence is going to work in your favor.
I don't care whether it works on our favor or it doesn't work on against us. Of course, I hope that more people will come to their senses. But if they don't, they don't. If they don't see what we see, if they don't feel the extent of the crisis South Africa is going through, we can't make them see that. So I honestly don't care. All I say is that whatever they decide, it gives us an opportunity to convince more people that things are going very wrong in our country.
As a member of Future, let's say, this doesn't work out. What is your next plan?
No, I'm not a member of the Future SA. Future SA. If it doesn't go right, we have said we'll continue to mobilize. I mean, every day is going to provide us an opportunity to continue to mobilize. Today was a great mobilization. It will go better and better until we reach out to the millions of our people who have still to realize that this future is being stolen from them.
The leading party, that's the ANC in the caucus, they are saying that, Speaker can bring on even the vote earlier than the time estimated because they are confident they are going to win this. And the opposition and the civil societies are doing great just as a regime change. What would your reaction be?
There's no regime change. He knows that he's telling the lie. He is not the regime. He is an individual who has been deployed by the ANC, elected here in Parliament to do the honorable job. He has not done any honorable job. He must go alone, and the ANC will find a future without the person who has almost collapsed.
Do you think removing President Jacob Zuma is going to solve the problem?
Not at all. Not at all. That's why we insist the whole crowd must go to prison. The whole of the cabinet that have been giving him support every time he's stealing millions through this network of crony capitalists. All of them to prison.
Last question. We've seen civil societies and opposition parties marching against the Guptas and the Zumas. Will civil societies do the same for those companies that are found
doing that for 23 years, some of us for 35 years. We're not newcomers. We cannot be blackmailed by throwing that question. We have been there, and many people have not been there who are asking that question. When we have been alone. Thank you.
Why are you here today? I'm just going to ask you, why are you here today? And you can just start on that, yeah? Why are you here today?
Ik ga van Woester. Ik zoek het af om het af te krijgen. Want toen al die jaren tijd van die mensen gesteel. En die geven die mensen gesteel. Zo hem gaan, vandaag hem gaan. Ons moet van hem. Baie dankie.
About and why are you here today? Okay, very generic question. Yeah. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Can you explain this caricature and why you're here today?
Yeah, well, I feel it's a responsibility of, all South Africans that want to see a better country to be here today. This placard, as you can see, just shows Jacob Zuma, of course, a reference to the nuclear deal, which, could potentially bankrupt South Africa for years to come. Money which would be much better put to use to help our poor. And of course, the other meaning that has been put into the sign is, of course, the destruction of the ANC, which has been brought about by this man. So I think what is great to see today is you had all the political parties standing together. And I think, even though the ANC was not represented up there with all of them, they've got the most to lose from this man. This is a public enemy number one to every single political party out there, including the ANC, and all of us should stand together, united against this man.
Thank you so much. So much for speaking to us.
Yeah, cool.
Yes, can you tell us why you're here? Are you a concerned South African?
I'm firstly and foremost a concerned South African. I'm not partisan to any political party. I'm partisan to a consciousness. A consciousness that's non-racial. I think it's an ideal that we're striving for. Regardless of what the motion of no confidence transpires today, I would say that the fact that we've mobilized, that we've got to the streets, I haven't seen a mobilization since the 80s when we had an armed struggle. We don't have an armed struggle now, but we have a struggle nonetheless to remove somebody. We all know who he is. Number one, who won't be number one for long. Today isn't the defining moment, but it is a defining moment nonetheless. And we're going to have a lot more defining moments, so this is the beginning of a consciousness. So regardless of the outcome today, I'm excited about where we're going. Because as you can see, political parties are putting their differences aside because of a consciousness and an ideal that we're striving for. And that's all that matters. White, black, Indian, colored, non-religious, doesn't matter. It's an ideal. Our children need to survive in this country. We need to decriminalize the ideology that because of race we have to be in separate camps. We don't.
All right. Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
cool, man. Awesome.
His presidency is more like a kiss of death to the future and economic recovery of this country. President Zuma is beyond redemption. With his countless scandals, he can win awards in prison. Honorable members, President Zuma is a weapon of economic destruction. Those who will vote for Zuma are worse than those who killed Ruth First and Chris Hani.
President of Mr. Zuma. Let's obey the rules of the House, okay? It's not about your opinions, it's about the rules of the House. But stick to them. Go ahead, honorable member, and just ignore them.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, honorable members, we cannot afford to be led by someone who opened the doors for pirates. like the Guptas. Our country has been surrendered to asset strippers. If President Zuma survived this motion, we are truly on a highway to hell. The economic revolution of this presidency is the Gupta revolution.
Deputy Speaker, honorable members, the PAC has observed that throughout the post-94 dispensation, the very ANC which too claims to be in service of our people has continued to protect and maintain the existence of the capitalist and colonial structure of our economy.
Don't sleep at work. Don't sleep at work. Sleep on duty.
Of the outcome. Because section 1022 says that order honorable members can leave.
Yes, definitely. Where I'm standing right now is where the opposition party members have gathered to watch. You can see behind me there's a huge projector that's on display for the party members to watch the live proceedings from the parliament. Speaking to most of them here, they've been here since early morning, since the march that started, and came here most with the party leaders themselves. There was EFF, DA, IFP, as well as many other civil societies that joined hands together to come and say that enough with President Jacob Zuma. However, we've been watching this whole live proceedings from here outside, and I've been speaking to some members of EFF who says that they are here to support their party. You've watched the whole debate on a motion of no confidence. What do you think the outcome is going to be?
No, it's unexpected, like a surprise today. Maybe Mr. Jacob Zuma will vote out as the president of South Africa. Maybe he can give us, like, we need a change. You see, like someone who's going to give us an age. You see, there's a lot of people who are unemployed here in South Africa. It's not all about ANC, it's about one man, Mr. Zuma. We don't hate ANC. It's just Mr. President Zuma. There's a lot of corruption around him. It's not like somebody want to remove ANC. We love ANC as EFF, but we want to remove the president only.
But do you think removing just one man from the country is going to solve all the problems?
No, it's not going to solve a lot of problems, you see. The cabinet also supposed to be removed. There's a lot of people that are good in the ANC, but some are not good. You see, they're supposed to be, when we remove one person, we're not like we hate Jacob Zuma. We love Jacob Zuma, but the way I don't know how can I put it, the way it took our country, it took us as a I don't know how.
All right, no problem. Thank you so much. We are trying to speak to more people here that have gathered. It's just that some of them, they say they do not want to speak directly on the camera. But speaking to many of them, they say they are here just as ordinary South Africans. They say they love, you heard Malibongwe also saying, they love ANC, just President Jacob Zuma, that they want to be removed from this presidency. However, we do know it right here. It's history in the making. Some of them say that, you know, thousands of people that have gathered here, they say they want President Jacob Zuma to step down. But at this moment, we cannot really say what's going to happen. We do know that ANC holds 249 seats in the parliament, and the opposition would need at least 50 seats to beat this motion of no confidence. It is the 8th motion of no confidence against President Jacob Zuma. He has succeeded in the last 7. What is going to happen now? Nobody really knows. I wish I could go into the minds of these MPs sitting inside, but it seems like ANC members are quite confident. You heard from the members of the ANC caucus also saying that no matter what, they will not be voting with the opposition. However, on the other end, speaking to the opposition party leaders, this morning, they say they are confident from their side and are pleading to the ANC MPs, just do the right thing, put the interest of South Africans first, and vote against President Jacob Zuma.